Honorable William Ejapon Quaittoo. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Tree Crops Development Authority of Ghana. And Tree Crops Development Authority is a very new organization, and it is an organization established by government, in fact by an Act of Parliament, and it is the 2010 Act of Ghana's Parliament. Its main objective or aim is to regulate and develop the tree crops sector in Ghana. We already have a very vibrant cocoa sector, and I would say also coffee and cotton sectors, which are all tree crops. But we have enormous potential in some other crops. And so instead of setting up, just like cocoa board or coffee, instead of setting up each individual crop entity, this time government decided to set up the Tree Crop Development Authority. And the authority is mandated to develop and regulate 6 tree crops, namely cashew, oil palm, mango, coconut, shea, and rubber. So out of these 6 crops here, I am on this mission because of cashew. In all these 6 crops, we have the potential to develop them up to the standard of cocoa. Everybody knows that in Ghana is about the second largest producer of cocoa, and we have the best quality. And so looking at the way cocoa is raking in foreign exchange to Ghana, we want to develop these 6 crops to the level of cocoa. And the authority has been mandated by the government to use between 8 to 10 years to bring these other 6 crops to the level of cocoa. For instance, if we say regulate, what are we going to look at? We are going to look at enacting regulations and laws that will help farmers to focus on what they are supposed to do and to produce very quality, internationally competitive products, such that they will have higher value and higher markets at international markets. For instance, if you take cashew, Ghana started cashew with, let me say, Côte d'Ivoire. But now Côte d'Ivoire has moved far ahead of Ghana. But in terms of quality, Ghana's cashew has a very high quality, but our production levels are still low compared to Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire used to be the 3rd largest producer. In this year, 2021-2022, Côte d'Ivoire has taken over to become the 1st. We have almost about the same landscape, weather conditions, and I may say that Côte d'Ivoire's land size is slightly bigger than Ghana, but Côte d'Ivoire is leaving us ahead in terms of production levels. So our aim is to bring cashew up to the level of Côte d'Ivoire. What are we going to do to bring this production level to Côte d'Ivoire? First, we are looking at the soils on which we are planting the cashew plants. Second, we are looking at the early planting materials. And third, we are looking at very excellent agronomic practices on the field while the cashew plant when the cashew plant is planted. And then fourthly, we will look at the post-harvest activities. And so we are in touch with a number of research institutions. Ghana is endowed with a number of research institutions, universities, and government-owned research institutions. We have a number of them. So we're looking for resources to give to these research institutions so that they'll be able to do and conduct research activities that will increase the production per area of any plantation that we may have. In fact, in all the 6 crops. Again, we are enacting some rules and regulations that will serve as the do's and don'ts both to the farmers as well as the post-harvest actors. Because if you don't put into practice these regulations and these research and tested facts, you get your production not increasing, to be stagnant. Many people have cashew plantations which are yielding far, far below what we see at the international level. For instance, whilst you know that the benchmark for cashew production per hectare is about almost 10 to 14 tons, in Ghana we are doing only about 4. So there's a gap of about almost 10 tons per hectare. And so we are working hard to ensure that 1, our early planting materials are good, 2, our soils are good, 3, our chemicals that we use are environmentally friendly, and then we're doing all this things right. We think that we can also increase our production to that benchmark level of about 10 to 14 tons per hectare. That is what we are aiming at. And so our regulations are going to be very, very strict. The regulations are yet to be passed by Parliament. It is with Parliament now, but Parliament is yet to pass it. And when Parliament passes the regulations, of course, every producer, every farmer will have to follow the rules that has been enacted by Parliament. And this is what is going to help the production level of cashew and the other 5 crops to increase in Ghana. So basically, the authority is clothed with the mandate and the authority to tell farmers what they should do, to tell all actors what they should do and what they should not do. if you don't regulate a system, there is no way you can have development coming up. And so our authority is mainly established to regulate the system and also put in place every strategy that will help develop the tree crop sector. We see a very encouraging and a very enormous GDP increases from the tree crop industry because it is done in cocoa, and so it is possible for the other crops, and that is exactly what we intend doing for our country, Ghana. Our mission, of course, as I said, is to set up that authority that will have the mandate to regulate and then to develop the tree crop sector in Ghana. If I say tree crop sector, there are certain trees that are already under certain organizations already, but our tree crops are the 6 crops that I've mentioned already. And then if I say that we want to develop, we want to find the financial means, the strategic means by which farmers will get the necessary requirements to be able to increase their production level because they are benchmarks. We want to also operate to meet the benchmarks as it exists in the whole world. And so basically, this is what we are set up to do, and we're going to do just that. Before you can get such an organization working very well, you need to put in place the regulations. So it is just 1 year old. So our functional office has been established. Some staff have been hired. We have done the draft regulations that is in Parliament pending approval. We have also done our strategic plan that we are going to follow. And then we are doing a digitization or registration of all actors, of all farmers, of all post-harvest actors within the 6 crop sector. And so when we get to know them and what they are doing, then the strategic plan will be put in place and implemented for development to take place. And so if I may summarize again, we have set up a functional office, we have done our strategic plan, which is yet to be approved by the board. We have also done our regulations, we are approved by Parliament. The last thing is that when these documents are approved, implementation will begin. That's what we have done so far within the 1 year.